discussing how you can lead a meeting properly, effectively, and how you can bring result
Ngồi
from
đấy
your
để người ta đi người ta giảng
meeting.
bài.
As I told you earlier, it's not that easy to let other people to follow your instructions. People don't like to listen today. People are defensive. People like to talk back. People like to dominate. Am I right? When people like to show that they are hero character. So a lot of challenges. So today I would like to give you some tactics, some technique, so that in future when you are going to lead a meeting, how you can lead it properly, effectively, and most importantly, with result oriented. So I would like to go back to my slides. Yes. So another example of this slide, all of you have a look about the rules. Remember, every single day before starting the session, I used to show one rules and resolution. You follow? You remember when? It's easy for me to control the crowd, because all of you know that what you can do, what you cannot do during this meeting, during this class. So same thing you can implement while chairing a meeting in an organization. Clear? Next one. Examples of meeting rules. The major challenge that you will come across, people will stop, randomly without any reason. It's very, very difficult for you to control the crowd. So in case, in your meeting, you can give an instruction. If you have any question, if you want to speak up, just put your hands up. I'll let you to speak. Do not speak in between my speech and the question answer session. Number one, don't interrupt other people. You can give this example. Yeah, you can stick those items in the agenda as well. Don't talk amongst yourself. Don't do that. Some people always say, I think this is right, this is wrong, without sharing the view to the meeting. You will be talking with yourself. Do not do that. Respect other people's views. Maybe the view that your colleague is trying to mean, it's not up to the mark. Respect the views. Do not laugh at them. Is that clear? Respect the view. There's no right, there is no wrong before making any decision. After making the decision, if you made anything wrong, then your fault. When you got my point? So during the meeting time, respect the views of other people. Keep contribution short and to the point. Some people always will try to be hero in the meeting, will explain all the things by himself or by herself. Do not do that. Start and finish meeting on time. Already I have told you the example of meeting rules. And again, you need to change the rules according to the culture. Culture. Is that clear? Culture. Fine. Next, remember, you will need to remind people of the meeting rules at each meeting. See, that is why I am reminding the same simple thing for Mr. Wen all the times. Yeah, maybe every month, monthly or once in a week, right? Twice in a month. Remember, every time you need to remind it to the fellow members. A group can take a while to get used to the meeting rules, yeah. You see, you have agreed. If it doesn't work perfectly first time, keep on trying. So, you cannot be a good host in one day. Again, you can be a cheering person by doing, and I'm the best example, my friend. Every time when I'm conducting this online session, I'm learning the new things about the human character. When you got my point, and I can implement it to my next session so that the things can be improved. So same thing, you need to do this one about the rules and resolution of the meeting. You should remind them. Okay, maybe the rules that you set out It doesn't work. Change it accordingly. Next one. So the key task that we are going to discuss today, discuss tonight, about the 4 important key points, ladies and gentlemen. 4 important key points. Getting through the business on time, number 1. Number 2, involving everyone. Reaching decision. Jasril, this is for you. Number 3, dealing with the difficult people. During the meeting time, on time, involving everyone, reaching decisions, and the last one, dealing with difficult people. Ladies and gentlemen, involving everyone is very, very challenging. Not everyone will speak, not everyone will participate during your meeting. I'll give more example while I'll be discussing about the details of the 4 key points or key tasks of chairing the meeting. First of all, number 1, on time. Number 1, should make sure clear agenda of the meeting. I'll be a bit fast because the slide is quite long and it's very straightforward as well. In the beginning of your meeting, briefly introduce each agenda item. Maybe you have 10 agenda. Briefly, you have to explain why you are going to implement these things in your organization by this meeting. Is that clear? You should have to give a small, brief introduction. Stop thinking that people know what you are going to say. Stop thinking. Be the one. Be the one. Remember, no one is you, and that is your power. The way when we think, I'm not able to think the same way when has thought. Is that clear? No one is you, and that is your power. During the meeting time, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid that what or other people will talk about it. Don't care. Just go for it. Is that clear? Fine. Always keep an eye on time and move items on if necessary. Yeah. A chairing person will be very, very smart. Will follow everything about the facial expression of your colleagues, how they accept their attention level, how their 6 senses are working, something like that. And you change according to the needs of the meeting. Keep eyes, eyes. Okay. If you notice that during your meeting, some new topic, off topic, on topic have come out during the meeting time, do not ignore, my friend. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Maybe the meeting is about the sales department, but you have come across something related to marketing department. Do not skip it. Acknowledge it, because no one knows what is the problem. No one knows where is the problem. You got my point? Okay, good. I'll be sharing this thing. Stop share. Today, one of my colleagues from Indonesia, you are doing the domestic education, right? Jasril, this program is called domestic education, meaning to say, without coming to Singapore, you can continue your studies from your homeland. That is why this is called domestic education. So we have another service called STP, Student Pass. Student Pass meaning to say, if you want to come to Singapore for now, we have another department. They can arrange your documents. You got my point? Another department. So today, one of our colleagues, he said, one of the students from India, he failed to send money to Singapore college. That there is I forgot about the charge, maybe the application fee, only 30 Sing dollars, 30 Sing dollars. You got my point? Then my colleague, he said, never mind, if you do not have any friends in Singapore, or if you cannot make bank transfer, we can transfer the money to my colleague who is from India. You understand what I'm trying to mean? Who is from India. So I'm not going to pay the money to a personal account, right? Just understand that there is an example why I'm talking this one. Then the student, he said, I don't want. Why? Because instead of sending the money to the college account, now I need to send the money to a personal account. So see, then when management comes to know, the management of our side, from our side, they said something wrong with you and the person conversation. Send to me the screenshot of your conversation. So the meeting was about how student can pay money without facing any difficulties. You got my point? But during the meeting time, one new thing came up and the management acknowledged this one. Do you know what's wrong with my colleague? He didn't mention that the person is one of our colleagues. He's working from home. Now he is in India. You got my point? Now he's working from our India office. You can go there. There is an office. There is a registered office under the name of this organization. You follow? That's why the person rejected to send the money. Then the management people came out. They didn't ignore. They acknowledged the problem and came out with a decision. In future, if any students unable to make the bank transfer to Singapore college bank account, you can introduce your colleague by their name, their designation, along with the office address. Is that clear? Office address, so that they can feel free, they can understand. You see, you follow from the meeting. You can't skip any small things. Remember, small things always will lead you to the bigger things. Okay, so if the meeting is about sales but you notice something wrong with marketing, do not skip. Take note on that. Yeah. Next is about what? Next is about stop private conversation and aside as soon as they start. No need to take anything privately. Be open. No more I think about me during the meeting time. Next one. Tell the meeting with decisions you are okay. I'm going to give the decision another 5 minutes and then draw it to a close. Understand? Okay, next. Remember, I'm talking about number 1. So we have another 4 things to complete by end of today's session. And today I will give you 1 hour extra time. Not I'm going to talk to you. You will be studying. The self-study. I will share you a link. So please study properly. Okay, fine. Next one. Remember, number 1. Talking about getting. Yes. Don't use your position as an opportunity to impose your views. You are there to facilitate the meeting, not dominate it. If today Sonam is the in charge of this class, Sonam will do something to show his power. You got my point? It's natural character of human mind. You have to come out from this psychological state. You are here to facilitate the meeting, not dominate. Understand the difference between facilitate and dominate. Clear? Facilitate meaning to say supporting each other. Dominate meaning to say autocratic leadership style. Whatever you are trying to mean, you are the right. You are the one. But facilitate meaning to say you are allowing everyone to come and join in the meeting, to share their ideas. You got my point? But following the certain rules, obviously. By following the certain rules. Next. Give an overview. Remember your role as a chair. What are the things you need to do? Listen to other people. The greatest barrier in communication. People do not like to focus on question. they will be focusing on their answer. People like to explain instead of giving the simple answer. Agree? When agree, people always will give the explanation. This is the biggest barrier in communication. Listen to other people. Make sure all viewpoints get heard, including those you disagree with. You are the moderator. You do not like 5 points. Do not skip. Keep it in your brain. Note it down. If you really want to be a good facilitator, remember, good sharing person. Don't be under assertive. You have been given a rule and people will be looking to you. Don't be afraid of speaking out. Now, sometimes I feel like the people who are chairing the meeting, sometimes he or she afraid of speaking. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. Next. Number 2, involving everyone. I will be very honest and straightforward with all of you guys. I felt in number 2, involving everyone. Now, 23 of you listening to me. I'm sorry. I'm unable to involve 23 of you in the session. You follow? But I have the right. If I want, I can remove any one of you from the Zoom meeting. But I will not do that. You got my point? Because I have to understand your situation. So when you are going to chairing the meeting, you will have the same mindset. You will feel 2 of your colleagues, they remain so silent. You want to scold them, but because of the you can't dominate. Remember, you can't dominate. You will just keep silence. Okay, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. This is one of the problems of involving everyone during the meeting time. But today, we will have some, we will have some tactics that can apply and that will help you to involve everyone. Stop those who talk too much. This training, understand, it doesn't mean, hey, Sunam, shut your mouth. You cannot speak like this way. You have to use some technique. I understood your point of view, Mr. Sunam. Then I will go to Wen. Wen, what do you think? You got my point? Sunam is a talkative person in my meeting. When Sunam starts to speak, I said, Sunam, Mr. Sunam, I got the complete picture of your view. Mr. Wen, what do you think? Because Wen is a silent guy. I will allow Wen to speak up. You know, those who are silent, they have scientist brain. They can give some excellent idea, Okay, next. Encouraging. You have to empower, you have to encourage those who are very quiet, very nervous, and those who are very new in your meeting. But the problem in the Zoom meeting is there are so many excuses. If I call, for example, maybe every time when I call, where is my other friends? Yeah. I have a handsome friend called Gazim. If I call his name, he will say, sir, my network is so slow, I can't speak. Kubes will say, if I unmute my microphone, sir, still you can't hear my voice, something wrong with my device. You follow, people will act like this way, even during the meeting time. But the Zoom meeting is different. You can't put the meeting with Zoom because Zoom is called distance learning. It's totally impossible for me to facilitate all of you together. It's challenging. And it's free education as well. You got my point? If you paid per module 5,000 Sing dollars, trust me, all of you will sit in a nice place with, the nice notebook. See, the nice notebook with expensive pen because you spent $5,000. for this program. You follow? But it's free. It's totally difficult. It's really, really difficult for me to make sure all of you are involving in the session. Same thing in meeting. So, see, my friend. Yeah, if I try, I can minimize this problem until 70%, but I do not have enough time. Trust me, if I try and if I put it in my brain, within 1 hour, I can lead 90% of you will turn on your camera all the time. But I don't want, I have something else to do. Okay, next one. Next, what is it? Yeah, encouraging those who are quite so. Understand what is the meaning of encourage. Encourage without using any negative statement. You are going to empower them. Never mind, what do you think? Miss Yeti Chell, feel free to share with us. The microphone is yours. The place is yours. You can share whatever you want. And if I say, hey Yeti, what do you think? Share with me now. Otherwise, I'll deduct $500 from your salary. You will die. Instead of using the words, you will cry. Right? Yeah, so involving some tips. Okay, let's go for some tips. If lots of people want to speak, keep a list of holes, turn it to speak next to remind you. One of the greatest, because many men, many minds. Maybe in your organization, there are so many talkative people like me, always like to speak, always like to right? If you have that kind of people, make a list before, before hosting the meeting. Okay, and you follow the chronological order. Okay, I will allow Kubeshan talk first. After Kubeshan, Johan, then Yeti Chal, and then maybe Wayne, something like that. Stop people from talking for too long. Yeah. As I already have mentioned this one, right? Small things, they will take too long to explain. Stop them. Firm, but sincere. Next one. Give preference to people who haven't speak before. See, it's my weakness. I always will call Johan. I always will call, stop sharing the screen. I will always will call Long. I will always call Wen, Sunam, because it's easy. Jasril, I'm sorry, Jasril. Yes, I will call Jasril. Most of the time I used to call Jasril, right? Why? Because it's easy for me to get the response. See, it's my weaknesses of hosting a meeting. Because if I call Mr. Wang Tan King, he will take 1 minute to unmute his microphone. You follow? So in meeting, in order to involve everyone, those who are weak, who are shy, who are very, very introvert, give the floor to them. It will take time, It will take time to let them speak. You have to do this one, but I'm sorry. In this case, I'm an idiot. I really can't make it, but you have to do it while you are hosting a meeting in an organization. Should I make myself clear to you? It will take long. Maybe you are allowing one of your colleagues very slow. English is very poor, very, very, very poor. Even he doesn't understand what he's talking about. See? But if you give time, he or she can learn. Okay? Good, very good. I will proceed to the next. Give preference to people who haven't spoken before. Okay? Give the floor. Give opportunities to everyone to put forward their points of view. Ask questions to draw people out. For instance, what you can do. Does anyone else have any thoughts on these issues? Or is there anyone who haven't speak yet who would like to say something? You follow, you can download the notes, you can write down, and you can implement this one during the meeting time. Very important. It will help you to let other people to speak or involve in the meeting. So stop people from interrupting. This is very important. Step in immediately with, hold on. Let X finish what they have to say. You got my point? You say, hold on. Let when finish first. Then I will call your name. Then I will let you speak. Is that clear? Make sure you don't forget to come back to the person who interrupted when it's their turn. You follow? But even what I'm doing, those who interrupted me during my session, I will avoid him. I will never call his or her name. It's my weaknesses. I should have to come out to be a good sharing person. Is that clear? All of you take note. Next, make sure you don't ignore people who have their hands up in favor of those who are interrupting. Our psychology is very tantalizing. Within nanosecond, we can come out with a decision. I like him, I do not like him. You got my point? Within nanosecond, I don't like Gwen, but I like Sunam. See, the small thing we'll get. Don't do that during the meeting time. Everyone is equal. Is that clear? Everyone you have to put in the same basket. But remember, you can't be the cup of tea for everyone. Not everyone will like you. Some of them always holding a stick at your back. Holding a stick at your back. Okay, listen carefully to what people are saying and make sure their suggestion and consider it by the meeting. Listen carefully, listen, and acknowledge. Make sure people expressing okay, this one, sometimes you are talking about something related to 1, 2, 3. Some of you will come and talk like A, B, C, D. One is numeric one, your topic is numeric key, right? But they will come and talk about the alphabets. And then when we'll feel your brain has committed suicide, don't do that. Let your brain survive during the meeting time. Okay, very good. Next, number 3, my friends, listen now. This is very important. How you will come out with a decision, reaching decision. What is it? It's easy for decision to wander around and then, okay. Okay, so you can't make other people to come and make a decision. They will skip the responsibilities, because they are afraid of failure. They will not come and make a decision. So during the meeting time, in order to come out with a specific decision, what you need to do, the chair needs to keep, okay, Sunam, read this one, read this part.
The chair need to keep an overview and help the meeting to reach decision. Don't worry if you can't do this straight away. It only is one of the most difficult bits of chairing, and it's take confidence and practice to do well.
Understand what I'm trying to mean? Overview. Decision making, you cannot come like that. You should have to have the culture or ability to overview. Overview meaning to say you have to be master of looking into the all matters within shortest possible times. You have 50 members participating in the meeting. What? Number 1, person 1, what he told you. How about number 2? How about number 3? Until 41, 42, 45, something like that. You got my point? Overview. Strategically, you have to think twice with all the opinions and then go for the decisions. Some tips I would like to share with all of you guys from the meeting as a chairing person, how you can make it a bit, effective and Christina, already I have shared the link. Please scroll back the chat room, you will get. Or Sunam, what you can do, you can send the link again in the group, for today's and last class sessions. Okay, so listen carefully to the discussion and jot down any key points. Now I'm talking about what? I'm talking about how you can make a decision from a meeting. Listen carefully. Before making the decision, remind to your followers what is the issue, why the meeting, why we all are here in this meeting. Is that clear? What is the specific issue that we are going to resolve? We are going to solve from this meeting. Good, very good. Next. Put all the suggestions and constructive ways of forward. You got my point? Before you are going to make the decision, you put together all the points, all the the opinions, agree, disagree, I object, whatever it is, and then it seems we agree that you come from their decision, not your own decision, my friend. Just real. You got my point? Maybe out of 50, 35 of them agreed with plan A. So how you can do that? Yes, it seems we agree that we can implement these rules from the coming weeks. From the coming week. It's that simple. Yeah, got my point? So how you can do this one? It seems, obviously you need to recall, you need to put all the ideas, all the suggestions together, right, Jasril? You got my point, right? Okay, next one. If there are 2 or 3 different points of view, yeah, this is another challenge, huh? Try to summarize each one and present them clearly to the meeting. Maybe you have 3 issues. Do not put all the issues together. You will be aimless. The meeting will be diversified. It will go in a wrong way. So if 3 issues, 3 cluster, the 3 forms you should have to come up, summarize, and then solve the issue, solve the problem accordingly. Do not put all the problems together. Next, before you move on to the next item, go over what has happened, what has been agreed. This is a way of checking you did all agree the same thing, and helps the the minute taker to get a clear record. You follow? Very important thing. So you have 3 issues. After discussing about number 1, before move to the next, you put in your brain the issue is about human resource department of my organization, and we are going to solve this problem by implementing plan A. Plan A is all about blah 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 blah. Is that clear? Number B, we have some problem with our training department. You follow? You follow, and then move forward. Do not jump from one problem to another problem during the meeting time. You can't really come out with specific solution. Next, before you move on, check that you have decided who will do whatever it is you are agreed on. Yeah, see, maybe you are agreed, but majority of the person from the meeting, they are not agreed. So do you think so? You can keep your words, keep your feelings, keep your own decision? Cannot. You have to take the suggestion as majority of your team members. They think the things like this way. You should have to appreciate this one. Next one. Don't assume silence means agreement. It's not your girlfriend. The meeting is not about your boyfriend and girlfriend. She is silent, meaning to say. So now your girlfriend is, I'm not going to use this term. Forget about it. So silence it doesn't mean that agreement. Understand? Make sure people have been able to say what they think. Okay, during the meeting, if you feel your colleague is silent, you need to say agree. No. Is that clear? It's no. I believe all of you will be agree with me. Maybe some of you like San, like especially my sister from Malaysia, Cubans, very quiet, very silent, While sitting in the meeting, always will be agree with the decision, right. But when they have the opportunity to speak, to share their ideas, they, the person like Miss, with due respect, Uvens, don't mind, huh? With due respect, I'm just giving you an example. You will feel, oh my God, no, the things cannot be like that. The things should be better if we follow the things like this. You know, I had this experience before. I thought my colleagues, they were right. I was agree. But after the meeting, I feel, oh no, it cannot be like that. See, I was very silent. It doesn't, and the authority thinks, oh, I'm agree with this proposal. You follow? I didn't speak up. Okay? So this is very important while we are going to make decision from the meeting. So the key point, what? Key point, you have to listen to them, right? If there are more issues are involving in the same meeting, make the summary of the issues, okay, and solve one by one. Okay, fine. So next, I would like to share the number 4, how you are going to work with the difficult people. So what is the meaning of difficult people? Who can say? Who can speak? What is the industrial difficult people means what? What do you mean by difficult people? In a meeting.
Difficult people in the meeting, they are the one who's trying to dominate the whole meeting event. They are the people who are also trying to disturb the whole meeting. Like for example, people who are actually trying to talk to their seatmates without your attention or on your back, and then that makes the whole meeting like, for example, if you're the organizer or the chairperson of the meeting, then you'll get annoyed eventually.
Okay. I need more. Long. What do you mean by difficult people in meeting?
Yes, for difficult people in the meeting, referring to the people who not get along an idea, even though any kind of topic that we are discussing right now, and they don't even get along in, and they don't even understand and what we try to speak and what we try to solve the issue. So that's the meaning of difficult people.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Fine. So difficult people mean to say defensive people. Defensive people. Two kinds of difficult people you will come across while conducting a meeting. Number 1, skilled difficult people, unskilled difficult people. A group of people, they feel like I know everything, and it would be very difficult for you to make them understand the reality of the situation. You follow? Difficult. They will talk back. No. The things cannot be like that. I have been working in this organization since 1941. They will be talking like that. It will be very, very difficult for you to let them follow your instructions. Difficult people, number 2, unskilled. You know, some of them even they don't know why they are sitting in your meeting. They'll just follow the flow. Yes, sir, you are right. So how you will cope up with that kind of people? See? Okay. I need someone to explain, someone to read. Jasreel, I think Jasreel is the right person to do so. Yeah, Jasreel, go for it. Tips: how you can handle the difficult people while conducting a meeting.
Okay, so first tips is that remind people of the meeting rules and that everyone has agreed to these.
Yeah, when you come across about the difficult people without even taking the permission from you, started to speak. You are the facilitator. You cannot stop them by using the harsh and rude word, right, Jasreel? Yes. What you can do, you can remind, ladies and gentlemen, please be mindful about the rules of the meeting. Use the term, please be mindful about the rules of the meeting. If you want to speak, we are okay with that, but you have to wait for the right moment. And to be honest with you, at the end of the day, it is you, how you are going to communicate with your team members during the meeting time. If your if your communication skill is not strong and commanding enough, it would be difficult for you to handle that kind of idiots during the meeting time. You understand what I'm trying to mean? I'm sorry, I'm sorry for using the term idiots. Next one.
Second is be firm and consistent. Don't allow people or don't allow difficult people to get away with things and then come down hard on people you find easier.
Yeah, understand this one. Be firm and sincere, right? Here, another new term, consistent. Yeah, be consistent. Always you have to follow the same. Is that clear? Be consistent. Do not be so soft with the ladies, but you are so hard with the gents. Don't vice versa. Be consistent. Is that clear? Be consistent. Yeah, correct. Different people having different. My next one.
Next is when two people get into heated discussion, summarize the points made by each. Then move the focus away from the individuals by asking what the other people think about the issues.
Okay. Same issue, same topic, two people, they strongly recommend two different things. But you have to choose one. Very difficult. You are handling the difficult people, right? Summarize the whole opinion of two different peoples. No need to write down the essay. Summarize. And then you explain, yes, according to you this, according to you that. What do you think? You can ask the other people, because remember, people, instead of using the simple statement, they will kill 10 to 15 minutes to explain the simple yes no answer. Yes no answer. So just summarize, and you make the decision, or you let them realize that he or she is not up to the mark. Next one.
Next is when someone keeps repeating the same point, assure them that their point has been heard, and then turn the discussion back to the group.
Yeah, what does it mean? Explain, Jasril, what do you mean by this statement?
Just like what you said earlier, like for example, if someone is dominating the whole conversation of the meeting, just tell them that your point is taken, it's all noted. I hear that, and how about you? Turn the discussion or turn your attention to other people and ask for their opinion as well.
Correct. Good. Very good. I hope all of you are clear about this statement. Next one.
Someone is continually criticizing, try to turn the questions round to them. For instance, what suggestions do you have for how this could be improved? Or what would you do for this in this situation?
Okay. If someone is continually criticizing, to turn the question round to them, already the issue has been over, but some idiots will be talking with the same thing from the beginning of the meeting to till end. But you cannot do anything without using the proper ways of communicating. What you can do, this one?
Ask them the same questions.
Correct. Ask them the same questions. Next one.
On rare occasions, you may have to deal with someone who is really disruptive in a meeting and won't listen to any of your helpful suggestions. And if this happens, try asking the group for support. Example given, do people want to spend more time in the discussion or move on to the next topic? This will make it clear to the person involved that everyone, not just the chairperson, wants to move on.
Correct. So, this one is a very big statement. If it happens, try asking the group for support. You can't make the difficult people happy. Try to understand. Those are very critical minded. And I believe some of you have customer care, service related job like waiter, waitress, customer care executive, You are doing your best. You are so polite, so humble, so professional. But still, some customers are not happy. Right? Some customer will keep complaining about your services. So, in the meeting, if it is happening, then what you have to do? Want to spend more time on this discussion or move on to the next topic? Do you guys want to continue to discuss with this topic, or you would like to move to the next topic? The best way to stop that kind of situation, to handle the difficult people from the meeting. Okay, so next, guys, Yeah. Yes, move to the next. Yeah, and Christina, you can't say move. Let's move to the next. They will feel, oh my God. Okay, next. How did the meeting go? Another things that we are going to explain today. Okay, now guys, one way of doing this. Okay, Jaswin, not Jaswin. I will go to Long. Long, could you please read? How did the meeting go? Yeah, read it.
One way of doing this to ask people at the meeting what they thought of it. You can do this at the end of the meeting. Just ask each person in turn how they thought it went. You will get some useful feedback and it makes everyone feel involved. This tends to work best with a small group that meets regularly but can also be useful in the other situations.
So the summary of the whole big statement is, how do you know how is the meeting going on? It's about feedback. Follow? Feedback. You ask your followers how it is going on. What do you feel? What do you think? Feedback. Create the culture first. If you can create a positive culture, you will get real feedback. If the culture is, the autocratic, all of them will say, yes, sir, you are absolutely right. Agreed, sir. Excellent. Superb. Milestone, that kind of statement you will come across. Don't do that. Create a positive culture so that they can give you the real feedback. According to the feedback, you can understand what are the things you need to change in meeting. Understand what I'm trying to mean? Yeah, good. Next one. Long, you continue.
If it is a big public meeting, you might want to have comments or suggest forms for people to fill out at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, so if it is for especially after completing all the big modules from big universities, they will give a form, right? Feedback from teachers or professors, survey from. Then we fill up, right? The performance of the professor, right? So same thing you can do for the meeting. Yeah, this culture is very common even in Singapore. They will ask for the public feedback. They will distribute the forms, the questionnaires. Follow questionnaires. They will give their own opinions and put it in a box, or they will submit to some person, so that you can understand how the meeting is going on. So after the meeting, what are the things you can do? Yeah. Sunam, go for this one.
Allow time after the meeting has finished to talk to new people or follow up suggestion and contribution people's made.
If you have new people, talk to them. And most important thing, follow up. Very important. Do you know what is the meaning of follow up? Follow up meaning to say already you have come with a decision. So in order to materialize or in order to establish this decision into an action, you have to complete some steps, right? So you have to follow up, you have to keep record, you have to ask, how is everything? How is the progress? How is the improvement? And so on. After meeting, it is very, very important. Because after spending 3 hours in the meeting, if you do not follow up, do you think so your followers will be more active to do so? They will not. They will be busy by doing their own stuff, own ways of doing the things. Next one.
Talk to your committee members about how the meeting went.
Yeah, this is important. You have to inform the top management about the meeting that just now you finished with the members. Is that clear? You have to inform it to it. Next one.
Start thinking about the next meeting.
Yes, you have to start thinking about the next meeting. Okay. So see, next one. A very important things we are going to move on. How to improve your sharing skills. So you know how is your skills on that. So there are some key points that we are going to cover. Unfocused meeting, quiet people and dominate people, feeling nervous, repetitive meetings, single issue group. So how you can improve your skills on that? First of all, scenario one, try to understand. Unfocused meeting. You are talking. You are hosting a meeting with 100 people, but you notice some of them playing with their phones, not paying any attention. You are talking about giraffe, they are thinking about lions. You are talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, they will feel the warmth of Messi. Unfocused meetings. So the people who come to your meetings aren't good at listening, or struggling with the points that you have disclosed. Second, they chat to each other, interrupt and take decision off at a tangent. What can the chair do about this? So let's have a look. See ways to overcome. So now we are going to talk about unfocused group of people. You are working with unfocused group of people. How you will overcome this one? Number one, okay, now listen up, guys. Ways to overcome, Ways to overcome. Introduce yourself as the chairperson. Whom? Unfocused meeting, Unfocused meaning you know who you are. In my meeting now, 24 of you, and you know who are unfocused in my session. So how you can make sure that everyone is listening to you? Let's go on. First of all, introduce yourself as a chairperson. Show from the start that you are taking responsibility for chairing the meeting. Guys, I'll write back to you. Please allow me for a while. Okay, guys, now let's have a look how you can take care of that kind of people. Start on time. Yeah, already I have discussed about this one, but something new we are going to learn. Clarify, begin the meeting, stop chat and focus everyone on the business. When we attend the meeting, make sure everyone has seen a copy of agenda. Okay, I will stop sharing the screen. This one already know. Now, how you can, the first impression is the best impression under the sun. Understand this one. First impression is the best impression. From the first meeting, if I know Jasril is very strict. He has very strong time management. He has very strong leadership skills. From the first impression, a respect will work for Jasril. You follow? And from the first impression, if I notice that, you are late, you are so slow, you are not so smart, I'm not going to listen to you. You follow? You got my point? You got my point, Jasril?
Yes.
So yes, correct. Now listen up, guys. When we attend meeting with Trinity site, the CEO, the owner of the organization, do you know how he starts? Guys, listen up. Do not play around with your phone. You are not qualified to play with your phone in front of me. Do you think so? Do you think so? You are dare to play with your phone while the meeting is going on? See with a smiling face, not so serious face, with a smiling face. I am the CEO of this organization and you are not qualified to play with your phone while I'm talking. Every unfocused people, they put their phone aside and listen to our CEO. So now you got my point? So when you will be the CEO, follow this tactic. It will work. So let's go back to the slide. Okay, see. So clarify, begin the meeting, stop chat and focus everyone on the business. So you can use your own words. Do not use the word that I have taught you because this one is from our CEO, not from you, right? Right, Jasril? Am I right? Okay. Next. Now see. Okay, please wait, guys. Please wait. Someone is here to talk to me. Okay, well. Okay, fine, guys. I'm so sorry for this. Okay, ways to overcome. Continue. What kind of people? Unfocused people. Raise your hands to speak. Okay. Wait your turn. You use those techniques that I'm going to share with you now. This one is not under the unfocused meeting. This one should be the another from. Just take note on this. Don't interrupt. Stick on the point being discussed. Don't chat to each other. So these are the things you need to make sure. You need to make sure while you are doing a meeting with unfocused people. Next one. Okay, so this one. Okay, fine. So ways of overcoming some problem from that kind of meetings. Keep a list of. Already I have discussed this part, right? Remember, I have told you this part that if in the meeting more than 5 people they are willing to speak, make a list, right? Make a list and put them the chronological order for them. Next one, if someone has their hand up, catch their eye and not slightly, they can then put their hand down. Any question? Maybe you can find five people put their hands up. So you cannot call 5 people all together. Just feel you got my point? You have to be very smart. Out of 5, person B looks so serious. Okay, what is your question? Okay, this is how you can do this one. From time to time, read out the people who are on your list and waiting to speak. Another ways of overcoming this problem. Next one, make sure you don't ignore people who have their hand up and favor of those who are interrupting. Please take note on this. Okay, very good. So see, the topic is have an agenda. Prepare this in advance, possibly with another committee members. So in order to overcome the problem related to agenda, prepare the agenda with the help of another committee members. So how? See, think about the items people want to discuss in advance. Don't let everyone come up under any other business. Next, invite people to suggest agenda items in advance. So, you are the senior manager. So under you have some leaders, right? Maybe senior manager, project leader, supervisor, right? Supervisor, you can call them up. Okay, I'm going to prepare the meeting agenda for tomorrow. Do you have any suggestion? Because these are the person who will be talking with you while the meeting will be going on, right? So take suggestion from them. Check the minutes of the last meeting. This is very, very, and very important. Feedback. So meetings of the last meeting previous, they are talking about the last meeting. What was the agenda? What were the agenda actually, and what was the end result? Compare and contrast. Get some idea that who and how people can interrupt during the meeting time. Okay, I'm talking about the issues that you might face while preparing the agenda. Let's have a move to another slides. Okay, this slide you can complete it by yourself. It's very assertive. I put all the words together over here and very straightforward. All of you must have to go through this one. Next, scenario 2. Now that's all about the scenario 1, that what? Unfocused meeting. If you come across that people are not paying any attention, then follow that I have mentioned you just now. Okay? Good, very good. Now I would like to talk about scenario 2, number 2. This one is very focused, very attentive. The problem is they're very quiet, very shy, very silent types. How you will handle that kind of people? For example, I hope all of you understand what does it mean that quiet people and dominate people. So two groups of people, huh? So in a meeting you have discovered some of them are so silent, some of them are very disturbing, meaning to say dominating people. Okay, dominating people. Like Sunam, what kind of person you are? Quiet people or dominating people? Sunam are you sure you're quiet?
Yes, sir. Sure.
How come you have 5 girlfriends? You are quiet.
Just
Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. So yes, you are quiet type. But see, Jasril is quiet, but sometimes he knows how to dominate. That's why in my last class, I let him to speak on behalf of me. So in a group, in a same room, 2 kinds of people. One is very silent, like Sunam. Another is very dominating, like Jasril. So as a leader, as a host, how you are going to maintain this meeting? Let's move to the next part. Okay, good. So quiet people and dominating people. First of all, you as a host, you have to be very friendly and welcoming. I will call Setwa. Setwa, could you please unmute your microphone? Read statement 1, 2, and 3 all together.
Talk to new people before and after marriage. Find out why people are
After
there.
marriage?
After the meeting.
Yeah, after the meeting, that's right.
Find out why people are there, what they are interested in. Involve other groups, for example, give someone the job of welcoming new people as they arrive.
So these are the things you can implement for the quiet people. Friendly and welcoming, right? Talk to the new people. Talk to the new people. Before and after the meeting. Find out what they want. Try to discover what they want. Is that clear? Fine. Involve other group members to the same group so that they can know the culture that you are following in your organization. Okay, good, very good. So, ways to overcome, introduce people. How you can introduce? Johan, Miss Johan, could you please unmute your microphone? Go for 1, 2, 3, 4 all together.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Ways to overcome, introduce people. First, at the start of the meeting, introduce yourself, guests, and committee members. And second, say if someone has a particular role in the meeting, such as the minute taker. And in a small meeting, get everyone to introduce themselves. And last, in social time before and after the meeting, introduce newcomers to other people.
Now, so introduce people. See, we are always making the same mistake. Number 1, at the start of the meeting, introduce yourself, guests, and committee members. For example, 70 of you are attending the meeting. You are the host. With you, you have 5 management people, 5 from high management, 2 for middle management, and so on. What you have to do? You have to introduce all of them in the beginning of the meeting so that there will be an interaction between you as a moderator and them as a listener. Jasril, you got my point? If you say, my name is Jasril and today I'll be the host of this meeting, meaning to say you just introduce yourself. You didn't mention about the other people who are also, taking a good part of this meeting. Second one is very straightforward, third and fourth, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Clear? So do not do the same mistake again. And you can explain about the rules. About the rule, Jasril, maybe Jasril is the manager in HR department. Maybe Sun, you are the supervisor in marketing department. You have to explain you have to give the introduction like this, okay? And in a small meeting, get everyone to introduce themselves. Remember in the beginning, do you remember the freshman day, Jasril? Do you still remember the freshman day of this diploma program? The host asks you, introduce yourself, right? Your name, from which country you are from, what you are doing now, what is your aim, why you have joined in this diploma, and so on. So do this one. Do this one. It will create a bond between you and your audience. In social time, before and after meeting, introduce newcomers. Yes, this is very important to other people. Newcomers, pay attention to them. Next one. I'm talking about the quiet and dominating people. Fine. Think about your body language when cheering. This is very important. If your body language is up to the mark, dominate. The people who are trying to dominate, they will think twice before they are going to exercise their bad habit. Jasril, agree? If you have proper body language, the dominators group of people will think twice before they open their mouth. How you can do this? Make eye contact, smile, not try to relax and open. Okay, next. Have some rules. Okay, already we have come across about this scenario, but this one is very important. This one is very, very important. And I'm not going to explain this, but I would like to stop sharing the screen.